Hey everyone, Aaron Das here. Welcome to my channel. Today we are going to start with 9th standard portion and your first chapter, Laws of Motion. In Laws of Motion, we'll see what is the difference between a moving object and a stationary object. How do you know the difference between distance and displacement, and how do you measure them? What is their SI unit? And what significance do they have? What is scalar? What is vector quantity? And what importance they have from your board's point of view? Similarly, we're looking at the difference between speed and velocity, and also not to forget uniform and non-uniform motion. It's a bit tricky, uniform and non-uniform motion, but you stay tuned with me and I recommend you that you watch the video till the end. So let's get to my phone. Of motion. We'll be discussing the first topic, and the first topic is motion of an object. In motion of an object, we'll see what exactly is motion, and when is an object said to be stationary. What does exactly stationary mean? So, there are two types of motion we gotta see over here. We see the motion of several objects every day. Sometimes we cannot see the motion of an object directly, as in the case of a breeze. So I will show you some diagrams to make my point more clear. Okay, so there are two types of motion over here. The first motion is this. As you can see, a girl playing with hockey, and there's compression in shape of a ball. Also you can see birds flying over here. So what are these diagrams exactly? And there are two types of motion, as I told you. One type of motion which you can see. Okay, now for example, the girl playing with hockey ball, a boy running, someone compressing a ball, someone pushing a ball inside, someone playing with a ball. These are certain motion which you can see, right? But there are certain motions which you cannot see. For example, movement of breeze. Can you see breeze? Can anyone see breeze? No. All of us, we cannot see breeze. Okay. As air is moving around you, can you see it? No. We cannot see air. Okay. So but air is still moving, right? You cannot see it, but air is still moving. So there are two types of motion. Motion which you can see, and the motion which you cannot see. But what exactly is motion? So let's see the definition of motion. Okay, if the position of an object is changing with respect to its surroundings, then it is said to be in motion. Okay, when the position of an object is changing with respect to its surrounding, means an object is changing its position. Okay, it is not remaining at one place. Okay, that is said to be at motion. But when is an object said to be at rest? Okay, when an object is not moving, then it is said to be stationary or to be at rest. Means when an object is not changing its position, it is remaining at its own place itself, then the object is said to be at rest. Okay, students. So the next topic, that is distance and displacement. Okay, so as you can see in this diagram, there is a diagram of distance and displacement. Okay, so let's understand this with the definition of distance and displacement. So what exactly is distance? Distance is the length of the actual path traveled by an object in motion going from one point to another. Now the point you have to be noted is the actual path. Remember the point, actual path, that's it. Then we come to the next topic, that is displacement. So displacement is the minimum distance between the starting and finishing point. Displacement is the minimum distance between starting and finishing point. So let me make this clear to you. As you can see in the diagram of distance and displacement, suppose a person starts at position A, which is also called as the initial position, and he wants to go to position B, which is also called as final position or the person's destination. Okay, the person started at A and the person wants to go to position B. Okay, so the person travels from here, he will travel from here, he will travel from here. So what do you see over here? That the person is going in a zigzag manner, right? So this exactly is called as distance. अगर in other words, if I want to tell you, distance को हम कह सकते हैं long cut and displacement को हम कह सकते हैं short cut. As you can see, अगर आपको distance से डराना है, okay, if you want to go from distance, what are you observing over here? That the person who travels from A to B, it will take him a lot of time. But if the person travels through this route, a straight route, which is also called as a shortcut, So if the person wants to go to the shortcut, it will take him less time. So that is the meaning of, or the difference between distance and displacement. So what exactly is distance? Distance is the actual path. The actual path means the long cut, and displacement is the minimum. Minimum means what? The shortcut distance between the starting and finishing points. Okay, now a quick note for you students. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier that I'll be talking about scalar quantity, very important for you. Scalar and vector quantity also important for your 11th and 12th standard as well. So please note down it with attention. So scalar quantity has only magnitude. Example, distance. So distance is a scalar quantity. Distance is a scalar quantity. Okay, and vector has magnitude as well as direction. Example, displacement. Okay, now let me make this clear for you. What is scalar? Scalar is a quantity which has only magnitude. What does magnitude mean? Magnitude means value. Magnitude means value. Okay, I'll give you an example over here. Okay, you first note this down. And vector has magnitude as well as direction. Example, displacement. Okay, if I give you an example that a person traveled 500 kilometer, 500 meter. Okay, a person traveled 500 meter. Okay, so this is just a value I'm saying. Okay, a person traveled 500 meter. So what is this? This is nothing but distance. It is a scalar quantity. But did I mention in which direction the person is traveling? Is the person traveling in north, in south, east, west? Did I mention the direction? No. If I'm mentioning that a person traveled 500 meter towards north, 500 meter towards north, I'm giving value also 500 meter as well as I'm giving direction also. So such a quantity is called as vector quantity. Okay, you got the difference between scalar and vectors. Scalar only has value and vector has value as well as direction. Okay, very good students. If you have any doubt regarding this concept, please let me know in the comments. So we come to the next topic, that is speed and velocity. Okay, so what exactly is speed? The speed of an object is the magnitude of the change of its position. And what is the formula for speed? Speed is equal to distance upon time. Speed is equal to what? Speed is equal to distance upon time. Again, what is speed? Is speed a scalar or a vector quantity? Please students let me know in the comments. Is speed a vector or a scalar quantity? Then you come to velocity. So what exactly is velocity? The distance traveled in one direction by an object in unit time is called its velocity. The distance traveled in one direction by an object in unit time is called its velocity. Okay, now what time we can choose? We can choose 1 second, we can choose 1 minute, and we can also choose 1 hour. Okay, according to your choice. If large unit are used, 1 year can also be used as a unit of time. The displacement that occurs in time is called as velocity. Look at the formula of velocity. The formula of velocity is what? Velocity is equal to distance, displacement upon time. And what is speed equal to? Speed is equal to distance upon time. Remember students, the other formula just looks exactly same. Speed and velocity both are same. Only difference is your distance is there and your displacement is there. So what exactly is the difference between speed and velocity? Now again the same example of scalar and vector will come over here. Okay, if I say I'm traveling with a speed of 10 meter per second. A car is traveling with a speed of 10 meter per second. A car is traveling with a speed of 25 meter per second. A car is traveling with a speed of 25 meter per second. So that is nothing but speed. That is only speed. Did I mention any direction, north, south, east, west? No, I didn't mention any direction. So in this case, when I'm not mentioning any direction, such a quantity is called as speed. But if I'm mentioning that the car is traveling 25 meter per second towards left, 25 meter per second towards right, then such a quantity is called as velocity. Okay, you got the difference between speed and velocity. If I'm mentioning direction, then it is said to be velocity. If I am not mentioning, then it is said to be speed. Okay, then we come to the next topic, that is uniform and non-uniform motion. So what exactly is uniform and non-uniform motion? Now understand this. If an object covers equal distances in equal time interval, it is said to be moving with uniform speed. Don't worry students, I will be giving you examples for uniform and non-uniform motion for you to understand this in depth. Okay, now if an object covers equal distances in equal time interval, it is said to be moving with uniform speed. Now understand this. We will take the example of the hands of a clock. the hands of a clock, they cover equal distance in equal time interval. Okay, suppose 1 second the clock will go from here, the hands of a clock will go from here to here, or in 5 seconds will go from here to here. Okay, so what do we know? That the seconds hand is covering equal distances and equal time interval. Such a motion is called as uniform speed. Then such a motion is called as uniform motion, and the speed is said to be uniform. Then we come to non-uniform motion. Suppose a person is running. So is there anything fixed that the person will cover equal distance in equal time interval? No, the person can be jogging, can be running. So if an object covers unequal distances in equal time interval, it is said to be moving with non-uniform. Speed. Okay, so we got the difference between uniform speed and non-uniform speed. Okay, now I will take you quickly through the notes of uniform and non-uniform motion. Now please note down the examples of uniform and non-uniform motion. You may pause the video for the examples. So movement of hands of a clock, rotation and revolution of the earth, movement of blades of a ceiling fan are all examples of uniform motion. So what do we observe over here? That hands of a clock, they all move with same velocity at same time. Second, rotation and revolution of the earth, we all know movement of the blades of a ceiling fan. Then you come to example of non-uniform motion. A horse running in a race. So here a horse running in a race, what basically does this mean? It means that there's nothing fixed. What distance will the horse cover in how much time, that nothing is fixed over here. Next example, you have a bus on its way through the market. If the market is crowded, the bus will not be able to reach its destination on time. Then a bouncing ball, movement of an asteroid, aircraft moving through the clouds and then landing, dragging up rocks from the path. So these are all examples of non-uniform. The example given in your textbook itself about uniform and non-uniform motion. Amar, Akbar and Anthony are traveling on different cars with different velocities. The distances covered by them during the time intervals are given in the following table. So the question is, among Amar, Akbar and Anthony, which of them is traveling with uniform speed and which of them is traveling with non-uniform speed? Let's figure this out by first finding out the time. As you can see at the time interval is nothing but 5 to 5:30, 6:30. So how much is the time interval? Right, we shouldn't say that. The time interval is how much? 30 minutes or half an hour. Okay, so distance covered by Amar at 5 o'clock, all of them is 0. At 5:30 is 20 over here, is 18, is 14 over here. So if you closely observe the distances covered by Amar, by Akbar and by Anthony, so what do we conclude? That Amar is having uniform motion. Since you can see over here, there's a table going of 20 over here, 0, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. But is there any interval over here in case of Akbar? No, there is no interval in case of Akbar. Okay, there is no interval in case of Akbar. So Amar passed the test that Amar is traveling with uniform speed. Akbar is not traveling with uniform speed. Why? As you can see over here, 0 over here, then you can see what? Then you can see 18, then you can see 36, then you can see 42. So is there any interval? Is there any consistency over here? No, there is no consistency over here. Okay, then you come to the distance traveled by Anthony. This is 0, this is 14, this is 28. So you can see that the table of the table of whom is going over here, the table of 14 is going over here. So what do you see over here? That Amar and Anthony both are traveling with uniform speed, but Akbar is not traveling with uniform speed. Hence Akbar comes in the category of non-uniform and Amar and Akbar come in the category of uniform speed. Students, so I take your leave. If you like the video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Please press the red button, and if you like the video, don't forget to leave a comment on how informative the video was. Bye bye students, have a wonderful time.